Been a lot of stuff going on. So it's Rutschman, Bautista, Cano, Hayes. How about that? So cool. So to be able to tell, we had a team meeting this morning, and it was my pleasure to let those guys know. All 4 great stories, and super proud of all of those guys.
Are you surprised at all? I know you're happy about it. Surprised at 4 on there.
I'm not surprised with the first half these guys have had, and to be recognized by their peers for me too is says everything about everybody recognizing around the league how good they've been this first half.
Yeah, what does it just say about where you guys, are this year, how you guys have grown, that there are 4 players in that clubhouse who are being recognized league-wide?
Well, when's the last time we had 4?
16.
Did 5 and 16? We're 1 short.
No injury replacements.
Yeah, it's not done yet. So what it says, well, we're 15 games over 500, and to do that in the American League East in our schedule, there's got to be a lot of people doing things well, and these last couple weeks haven't been our best baseball, but we've had some really good individual performances in a tough sport and a tough league, and it just says a lot about all 4 of these guys are 4 different stories. That's the coolest thing. So like seeing their faces when you tell them, that's, Cano didn't even break with us. Bautista was an A-ball 2 years ago. Hazy's been, had this career so far of kind of being banged up a little bit, and so to have, Rutsch for me should be. I wish he was starting, but he's going to have a lot of starts in the All-Star game over his career, and this is the first of many. So for them to all 4 experience their first All-Star game and the stories that they have, a lot of people have put a lot of work in, and it's a credit to them and a pleasure for me to tell them.
If you had told us at the beginning of the season, Rutschman and Bautista and Hayes were going to be all-stars, that would be incredible. But Cano, to see what he's done.
It's amazing. It really is. Him and Bautista for me. I think about Bautista last year and us breaking camp with him because I didn't have no idea what it was going to be. And pitching in the first game of the year, what was the game that Kramer got hurt in the bullpen? Was that the second game of the year? Was it the third game? And him going in the second or the third inning and looking like and just dominating and continuing to give him opportunities, and every inning would be a little bit later, and next thing you know, he's closing for us after being how many years he was in A-ball and below. It's an amazing. And then Cano, being the trade coming over here, him having a tough time throwing strikes in the big leagues with the Twins and with us last year, and it was just weird. Me and Freddie were just talking about the clubhouse. He had a son. Son was born mid to late spring. I remember he left for a few days and just came back with this huge smile on his face about his son being born, he pitched a couple days later. It was just like lights out, and kind of joking with him about it, about your son being born, and look at the way you're pitching. And he goes to AAA and he does really well, and then just take a flyer on him in Chicago. That was just we needed a right guy. He gets a real right-handed lineup, and see if this guy could get some big outs for us against some really good right-handed hitters. And he does that and then more, and then he's continued to do it, and just with a great personality and a great person.
What have both of those guys done differently, just in terms of their approach at the mound?
I'm just they have so much confidence, and I feel like Bautista had confidence from the very beginning, and that's not normal. It's not normal to kind of be on that track and then all of a sudden pitch in big league games with thinking that you should dominate. And I don't know if he thought that or but he definitely acted like it on the mound. And just incredible makeup, the way these guys are built, both these guys. Because it's not easy to pitch in the high leverage spots out of the bullpen, especially if you don't have a ton of experience. And so for them to do what they've done the last, Bautista the last 2 years and Cano this year is amazing.
You mentioned
Austin, just how much have you seen them improve from what have been the best things you've seen?
Well, I mean, I would think back to our first spring, and I remember we sent him to AAA, and he got hurt right away in a minor league game, a minor league spring training game right at the end of camp. I was so impressed with his tools. The way he could run, the way he could throw, the way he could play center field, and how he could hit the ball hard to both sides of the field. I was just for me. I thought he was. I'd never seeing him before. I was just incredibly impressed by him and Santander. Neither of those guys broke with us, and that was 2019, and. You would see flashes of what Hazy could do, flashes of good at bats, flashes of or you always would play the defense, but it was more of consistently taking really good at bats at the big league level. And for me, this has been by far his best year from an at bat to at bat standpoint of him having a really good plan at the plate and trusting it and carrying it through on a nightly basis. And I think a lot of that has to do with it. He has stayed healthy and stayed in the lineup for a long time now. And like I've said a million times in here, he played last year, second half. He did not play healthy, but he was going to grind it out. And I give him a ton of credit for that because a lot of guys would not have done that. We were winning. He wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to post. He knew he could impact us defensively, and he did. And he was going to take the best at bats he possibly could while not feeling 100%, especially in your hand area, which is not easy to play baseball with. And this year, he's just been really, really consistent offensively and played the great defense he always does.
what did you do to watch Adley catch Félix and/or Cano on that stage?
Well, I hope that happens. I hope that Adley gets the second half of the game and those two guys come in the game. That would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be a proud moment. There's no doubt. I remember watching. I was on vacation last year in the break and watching Lope throw. I think he got 2 outs. That was, it's just fun to see your guys get recognized and fun to see your guys on a national stage and other people watch them and watch them enter. I've been fortunate to be one All-Star game. I got to 2017, and it's just an amazing experience because you're just. I think even for these guys, they're going to walk around and be like, "That's so and so. That's so and so," and for them to be on that level is and rightfully so, and they are all on that level. It's going to be, it's awesome for us to be able to see them enjoy that.
You say first of many for Adley, many more expected, you might say.
Yep.
The fact that he's one of those guys already that feels like kind of a perennial, guy who will make the All-Star game. To be that guy in his first full year, I mean, is it, what more can you?
Yeah, I mean, what more can you say? I mean, your first full year, you go to the All-Star game. Not only that, you're a finalist to start, and Adley's only going to get better. And he's still a young player in this league, and he's going to have ups and downs, and he's got unbelievable makeup and is super driven and is going to be a force in this league for a long time. And like I said, he's only going to get better from here.
What was it like seeing the reactions? You mentioned how much joy it brought you. What was it like to see how they reacted?
It was pretty cool. I think those of us who were in the room, just the team reaction that was the best part.
Bautista, when did you realize
I can't remember the specific time. I think he got his first save in Texas last year. I think it was when Lope got traded. It's when he got his first save, possibly, or maybe before that. No,
Before that, I think it won St. Louis.
did he have one? It was St. Louis. That's for sure. That's when it was a day game in St. Louis. It was 175 degrees. We had a bullpen day, and I had one pitcher left, and it was Bautista. Baker started, and we went to win a series in St. Louis, and he was the last guy, and we had a one-run lead, and he went 1, 2, 3, and Mateo made the catch, the pop-up behind shortstop. Boomer hit a left-on-left homer off a left-handed bullpen arm, and we won a game by 1. But Bautista, to be able to close that out, and we had one guy on the bench, and it was Chirinos, and we had one pitcher left, and it was Bautista. That's when I thought he was special.